non-throwing shoulder. My understanding, the latest report I had a couple of hours ago, is he is going to try to go tonight. My advice would be, son, don't run the ball. You don't want to get tackled. Sit in the pocket and throw the ball. This should be a pretty easy game from you, and make sure that you're healthy for next week's game against Union Mine, because that's going to be the important one.
Yeah, they got 3 tough games in a row, 3 important games in a row with Union Mine, El Dorado, and Argonaut.
And this game tonight, when you look at the numbers, Galt all year long has only scored a total of 49 points, and they've allowed 226. Amador scored 186 and allowed 221. So, as I said, this should be a good get-right game for Amador. Galt won the toss and has deferred to the second half. So Amador is going to receive the opening kick, and I just want to see them get out, get on the board early, and then just make this an easy win, get into a running clock, and just get prepared for next week. Here's the opening kick, a high kick all the way back fielded just inside the 10-yard line, across the 20 to the 25. He's got room around the right side, gets up to the 40-yard line. He still has his feet across midfield, where he's finally knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. I'm going to try to get you a number on that.
Number 1, Ian McElfish.
That was McElfish on the return. Great return by McElfish. I have to tell you, John, this blue field, dark blue jerseys, and white letters is a little bit tough on my eyes, and it looks like there's a flag on the return, and that one's going to come back.
Yeah, especially those single-digit numbers. They had McElfish and Talon Courts back deep. Not quite sure who that penalty was on, but they're going to be starting all the way back, 22-yard line.
Yep, that's what it looks like. So Amador's going to have it 1st and 10 from the 22, and we'll see if Blankenheim is out on the field. Rolls to his left. It is Blankenheim, complete to number 5 across the 25-yard line, knocked out of bounds. The receiver was John McPartland. McPartland is their backup quarterback, but that's almost a double whammy for the Buffaloes. If Blankenheim comes out, now you take McPartland out of the passing tree because he has to be your quarterback, so that's something they really want to avoid. But I think Blankenheim needs to avoid running tonight and avoiding that hit, certainly that left shoulder. 2nd down, 2 receivers out to the right, 2 split out to the left. Into motion. Blankenheim straight ahead, handoff. That's the number 2, Michael Nunez. He gets across the 30-yard line to about the 31. It'll set up a 3rd down and 1 for the Buffaloes.
Galt's competed on these first couple plays.
Well, they got a pretty big boy right in the middle there. Number 74, that is Orisi Damuni, 6'1", 300 pounds, one of their captains. Trips set out to the right, Blankenham the shotgun. Nunez, the one back right behind him. 3rd and 1. Blankenheim's going to give to Nunez. He's got the 1st down. Across the 35, breaks the tackle across the 40, up to the 43-yard line. 1st down for the Buffaloes.
Pedro Ramos came in from the corner to make that tackle.
So good start for Amador. 1st and 10 for the Buffs. Ball sits, placed it at the 42-yard line. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Blankenheim's going to throw. He's looking. He throws over the middle. Wide open to McPartland across the 35-yard line, brought down at the 32. Wonderful pitch and catch, 1st down for Amador, and the Buffaloes are on the move.
Yeah, they just sent 4 vertical routes right out there. And they took the other deep guy on the right side, and that left McPartland open there.
Galt's just had a hard time all year long defending anything, and this should be a pretty easy game. Like I said, a get-right game for Amador. Their first possession, and they're on the move.
That's the kind of game you want for homecoming.
Absolutely. 3 receivers split out to the left. Blankenheim in the shotgun. Blankenheim fakes up the middle, throws out to the right to number 13. That is Dominic Fillmore. Another 1st down for the Buffs as he gets knocked out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Amador. Early here in the first quarter, 10 minutes left to go. We're 2 minutes in, and Amador has just done nothing but march down the field.
They're really moving at a pretty quick pace right here.
Well, I'd like to see that early. I think, a team that's lost 5 games in a row, get on them early. How much give up do they have? Blankenheim again in the shotgun. He's looking to throw. Pressure for the right side. Wheel. Get rid of the ball. He does not want to take a hit on that left shoulder. Throw incomplete. Intended receiver was number 11. That was Jesse Judd. Amador's leading receiver is Judd coming into this game. Judd averages 74 yards a game. He has 6 touchdowns on the season. So Judd leads the receiving corps. I was a little surprised at that because I actually thought McPartland.
Yeah, I would have guessed that too. Might have been early in the year. Blankenheim they were looking to get Nunez out of the backfield on a wheel route. That got covered pretty well. And then he's running left and threw back right. A little bit of a dangerous pass there, but he got away with it.
3rd down and 1. It's a nice down and distance to kind of take a shot there. It's 2nd and 1. Going to give it to Nunez off the right side. He's got the first down as he crosses the 20-yard line. That'll be another first down for Amador.
Both time Nunez's run, it's taken 4 or 5 guys to bring him down. He reminds me of the high knees Roger Craig type of runner. These young guys don't know who Roger Craig is, though.
No, they don't, John. Hell, I'm surprised you even do. 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes. Blankenheim wants to throw again. He goes up deep. Back of the end zone, incomplete. Good coverage on the play. Intended receiver there was...
That was Jesse Judd.
And it was right at the back of the end zone. He might have had a little more success trying to throw to the left side. It looked like McPartland might have had a little more space to operate there. There's a player down on the field.
That's not him, is it?
Unless he took a shot after he threw the ball.
I watched that ball go up. Roman Acevedo was on the coverage. Oh, it's a Galt player, it looks like.
Yeah.
That was good coverage by number 10, Roman Acevedo.
Personal foul against Amador. So that's going to back him up 15 yards, We do not have our replay monitor here tonight, so we're not able to take a look at that. So obviously that was after the play. That's probably how the player got hurt. I did not see it. I was following the ball, and so I don't know where that penalty came in, but that'll back up Amador back to the 32-yard line.
Must be a penalty against the Buffaloes.
Well, they got first down to make up the 25 yards here. 4 downs.
1st and 25 for Amador. Opening possession here, 9:07 left to go here in the first quarter. Motion comes from the right side. Blankenheim wants to throw. He's under pressure, throws a little center screen. Complete to Nunez. He gets across the 20, busts a tackle, gets across the 15-yard line. Big gain on the play. Really nice setup there by the Amador offense to show that screen. A lot of pressure. Those linemen were licking their chops. They said, how come this is so easy?
Yeah, that's the time to run it. When 25 yards to go, first down, everybody's thinking you're going to try and get it all back in one shot, and you hit them underneath.
Big gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down, and it looks like about 6. Blankenheim's going to roll to his right. He's looking. He's still looking. Now he moves back to his left, throws over the middle, incomplete. Good decision.
Yeah, I think normally he would run that. I think that's a good example. He had room on the left, and I think he threw it at that receiver's feet. Smart play by him.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and hopefully the coaches as well as his father drove into his head. Look, if you're going to play, you need to avoid a hit. Don't run the football. Stay in the pocket, and, if you have to, throw it away, throw it away. All right, timeout by Galt. With that, look at the scoreboard. 8:44 left to go in the game. No score. We're going to send it back to the studios, and we'll be back with first quarter action right after this. All right, I think we're back. It's got second down now for the Buffaloes. Blankenheim in the shotgun. He's thrown over the middle. He's got a receiver open. Missed him. Up high a little bit behind him. Intended receiver was Ian McElfish. Incomplete. That'll set up a third down and long for Amador from the 25-yard line. They need to get inside the 10 for a fresh set of downs. Well beyond field goal range at this point. So third down and long for the Buffaloes. All of a sudden, this nice drive got stalled with those couple penalties. Put them behind the sticks. Motion comes from the left side. Blankenheim wants to throw. He's looking. Now he's in trouble. Throws it over the middle. Complete on a great grab. Cuts inside. Gets inside the 5-yard line. Touchdown! That's Michael Nunez. A great catch. They tried to set up a center screen, and there was a lot of traffic there. And Nunez did a great job bringing it in with his left hand and just made a couple shimmy shakes up the middle, taking it in the end zone. Touchdown, Amador. Beautiful play by Nunez there. He kind of bailed him out on that thing, and now they're going to come in to attempt the extra point. 8:27 left to go in the first quarter. Amador on the board on the 22-yard touchdown pass. Blankenheim to Nunez. The kick is up, and it is good. 8:27 left to go in the first quarter. Amador on its first possession takes a 7-0 lead. We'll be right back right after this. Problem for us, we don't know when we're alive and when we're not.
You're on.
All right, Amador's getting ready to kick off. That first drive goes 78 yards, finished off by the 22-yard touchdown pass. Blankenheim to Nunez. Nunez did a great job pulling that in by his left hand and taking it into the end zone. Amador with the quick lead, getting ready to kick off. Short kick, bounces at about the 20-yard line, picked up at the 15. Trying to come back around the left side, gets hit at the 25-yard line. He's brought down right there by a host of Amador tacklers. Galt's going to have it 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty happy with that third down play. Nunez kind of had to jump up and grab that. That was not an easy play to get him on the board first.
Yeah, he made a couple nice little moves to get in the end zone there, too. So really nice 78-yard drive to open up this game, take an early lead. And they just Amador wants to take early control of this game. All right, Galt has the ball for the first time. Handoff, trying to get around the left side, hit in the backfield. That was number 1 on the carry. That's Nick Pena. That's their leading rusher on the team, averaging just a little over 54 yards a game. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll set up a second down and 12.
I mean, there's so many Buffaloes there at the point of attack. You can't pick one that made the tackle.
Yeah, and like I said, it's so hard to pick up these numbers. We're going to try to do our best to get you the information as the game moves on, but bear with us here, folks. Shotgun formation. Motion comes from the left side. Pena's coming out. Pressure coming from the left. Complete. Well, I believe that was to Pena across the 30-yard line. I believe there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see what it's against Amador.
Looked like number 3, Talon Courts, made the tackle. They just got the pass off, and the quarterback got hit. You think that was it?
That's where the white hat threw the flag, and they're going to mark off personal foul 15-yard line, and that's going to move Galt all the way up to the 45-yard line.
If that's roughing the passer, I mean, I thought it was going to be a sack. He barely got the ball off.
Well, you know, I do not think there are rules in high school, like in the NFL, whatever, if you hit below the knee, that's an automatic penalty. I don't think that's in place in high school. That looked like a pretty weak roughing the passer call. Operating from the shotgun now, Galt with a fresh set of downs. Oh, a high snap, fumbled. Oh, and what? Oh,
look at this.
stumped on the ball. Amador.
I think it's out of bounds. I think they went out of bounds first.
It did. It did. They were not able to corral that. They had like 3 opportunities and couldn't pull it in.
And that went from a loss of 7 to a turnover to no gain on the play.
Yeah, Rubio, I think his eyes went off the ball because it wasn't that bad a snap.
Looks
it was about at eye level, but he took his eyes off it and couldn't handle it. We have an injury.
That's
on
Nick Pena.
The field. That's their leading rusher right now. So we're going to take a quick break, send it to the studios, get a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with more first quarter action right after this. All right, we're back. 7:01 left to go here in the second quarter. Injury timeout. Amador leads this one 7-0. Galt has the football, second down and 10. Ramos is in. Leading running back Pena is out. Second down and 10. Handoff trying to get around the right side. Big pressure loss on the play back to the 39-yard line. Good penetration by the right side of that defensive line for the Buffs.
Yeah, they're not going to have success running to the outside of this Buffalo defense. The strength of this defense for Amador is really their speed. Their linebackers, they got speed all over the place, and I don't see Galt getting outside of them.
Yeah, it's the speed. The skill position players for Amador is obviously their strength. They don't have the bulk they've had in years past on the offense or the defensive line, so it's definitely the speed on the outside. Pressure coming from the right side. Gets hit as he tries to get rid of it. Almost intercepted by Nunez.
And that was real similar to the play where they called the rough in the passer. Maybe just got him. I mean, he kind of hit him as he was throwing the ball there.
Maybe a little bit higher. I'm not sure. So fourth down for Galt, and they're going to have to punt. Amador's going to receive it here and have their second possession. Should have pretty good field position after this kick.
2 guys back here, huh?
Yeah, that's interesting. They're moving up short, so obviously they've seen something. They're both set up at the 35-yard line. So whatever they've seen on tape, look at McPartland come hard off left side.
Setting up the return here.
A low end-over-end, fielded at the 30-yard line, cuts right to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, knocked out of bounds. Oh, no, he's still going forward. Spins inside. I thought he was going out of bounds, short of midfield. Instead of going out, he spins to the left, picks up enough for 8 yards, crosses midfield, and Amador's going to have the ball in the Galt side of the field at the 43-yard line, where they're going to have it first and 10.
That was number 44, Bill Hobson. The good return there. Yeah, you could see their punt. They had punt return set up. They didn't really have anyone go and try and block it. They all just ran back and started blocking.
It was a low end-over-end kick. First and 10 for the Buffaloes. Homecoming here in Sutter Creek. Straight ahead handoff to number 10. Bulls forward for a first down and more. Well, I don't have a number 10, so I must have misread a number, John. What did it do?
Well, I saw number 10 too, and it is number 10.
I don't have a 10 on our roster, so we're going to have to check on that. when we get a chance. Yeah, I do not have a number 10 on the Amador roster.
Yeah, he's in the backfield there for Nunez.
1st and 10. Blankenheim wants to throw. He goes up left. Nice catch by number 11. That's Jesse Judd. Breaks a tackle, cuts the outside, cuts inside, just shy of the end zone. What a great play by Judd.
Yeah, he broke a guy's ankle there. I mean, had a guy on skates and really fighting to get in the end zone. Tried to push a couple guys over, just got tackled there.
You know, I've seen a couple of plays now. It looks like Galt thinks they get to the sideline, they're just going to go out of bounds. And Amador players have stuck their foot in the ground and tried to keep that play alive and cut it inside. Judd was able to pick up a lot of extra yards. 1st down and goal for the Buffaloes. Straight ahead handoff again to number 10. I'd like to give the young man credit, but I don't know who it is. Touchdown, Buffaloes. Amador just like that. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, and a 4-yard touchdown run. We'll try to find out who that is right after the extra point. Number 18 for the Buffaloes, Devin Damau, comes in. There's a whistle. They're going to blow that dead. Offside by the defense. So the White Hat's asking him, do you want to decline this? I don't think you can decline a dead ball foul. You have to replay the down. So there's a snap. The kick is up. This time it is good. Look at the scoreboard. 5:14 left to go in the first quarter. All Buffaloes so far, 14. Galt Warriors 0. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back. We did get confirmation. Riley Sanders, he's been on the roster all along, but we knew him as number 24. He is now number 10. So Sanders in for the second touchdown as Amador gets ready to kick off. Little pooch kick, bounced at about the 27, fielded at the 20, gets hit at about the, there's a late flag, comes in deep from the backfield from the White Hat.
That was number 18 there on the tackle, Devin Dalamew. Did he get him in the face mask? Or was that no?
Holding against the return team, so that's going to back Galt up, put them a little bit deeper in the hole here. So they're going to march that ball back to just inside the 20-yard line. So Galt will have it for their second possession. We're going to call it at the 20, close enough to nose of the football. Is just about the 20-yard line with 5:09 left to go here in the first quarter.
And Riley Sanders scored all 7 points on that. He kicked the extra point as well.
All right, well, we're glad we got clarification on that. Handoff inside, breaks a couple nice tackles. Nice run. I believe that was number 20, Noah Barron.
Ian McElfish came in with the tackle, number 1.
So I don't know. I'd have to look on the sideline. Their leading running back, Pena, went out early, number 1. I've not seen him back in the lineup yet, so it looks like I'll have to get my glasses and look at the other bench and see if he's sitting over there. So anyway, first down and 10 after the nice run for Galt. Ball's on the 30-yard line. Inside handoff, trying to bounce it out this side. Nice job by the Buffaloes.
Just nowhere to run. They got every gap is stopped up. That time it was big Zeke Peterson just plugging the hole.
Lost about a half a yard on the play. We'll call it second down and 11. Amador would love to get this game into a running clock early. As I said, they got the big matchup next week with Union Mine. Second down and 11. They very rarely throw the ball. They're going to try it this time, and it is incomplete.
Well, they had an open receiver. It's just, it's real tough to roll out left and, kind of throw back across your body right, and wasn't able to do that.
I mean, they do not throw the ball. They do not average 10 yards a game in passing yards.
Well, they got 10 today.
That's almost hard to understand, right?
In high school football, that
Yeah.
sounds more like a novice team.
Like almost a Bantam team, not even a JV team. Third down and 11. Oh, look at the blitz coming up the middle. Incomplete pass, and man, there was a whole bunch of pressure coming up there by number 56. That's Chris Middlestat. It'll set up a fourth down. Galt goes 3 and out on their second possession, and Amador again is going to have great field position.
Man, as a coach there for Galt, you had the perfect play called. Everything was there. The quarterback he had to get rid of it. You can't almost blame the quarterback. They were right on him.
They had 3 guys coming.
It might have been a touchdown. It would have been a 30, 40-yard gain. That would have been their high pass play of the year probably.
Fourth down for Galt. Punt is up. Low end over end. Again, it's going to bounce and take a Galt bounce fielded by number 44. That's Bill Hobson. He's trying to turn it upfield. Gets back to the 30. Still on his feet to the 35. Lunges forward across the 40. Boy, he made a little something out of nothing right there up to about the 42-yard line. And Amador is going to take over there for their third possession for the quarter from their own 42-yard line.
And we have a Mountain Merchant scoring update. Liberty Ranch 14, El Dorado 3, first quarter.
Wow. I guarantee you Mr. Brown had something to do with that.
Yeah. He's coming in with 13 touchdowns, right?
I think he's up over 15 now. Blankenheim's in trouble. He gets sacked. Brought down by number 8. That's Samuel Castle. Loss on the play back inside the 30-yard line.
And if you can take a good fall or get hit, the way he went
That
right down to
was
his
a good way to
belly.
do it.
He did not go down on his side.
But a big loss on the play. Line of scrimmage started at the 42-yard line. It's going to put them all the way back to the 29. So it's going to be second down and long for the Buffaloes. Blankenheim rolling to his left. He's looking. He wants to find McPartland. Throws it out of bounds. Incomplete.
He had Judd. But that guy was just on him a little bit. You could tell he didn't really want to scramble around and challenge it.
I think if he squared up and tried to take that long throw, he was going to take a shot.
I think he's playing a smart game right now. They're up 14-0. Like you said, Union Mine is lurking. We have another Mountain Merchant scoring update. Into the first quarter, Bradshaw Christian 7, Union Mine 0. Union Mine's holding in there.
Well, we'll see how that ends. This Bradshaw Christian team, folks, I don't expect them to lose a game all year long. They're not only going to win section, I think they're going to win state. Blankenheim rolling left. Now he's in trouble. Gets rid of the football, throws. Oh, what a nice catch. That was number 3. That was Talon Courts. Nice throw, nice catch. Blankenheim was about to get hit, and he saw Courts streaking across, and he completed it, got back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to set up a fourth down and 10, and Amador just needs to punt the football. They're up by 2 scores with a little over 2 minutes left here to go in the first quarter.
They don't. I know as an offensive player, you don't want to punt in this situation.
Well, when you're sitting in your own 42-yard line, up by 14, why give them even a little window that may give them some hope? So Amador's going to set up to punt. Good snap. soccer style kick, rugby kick, I should say. High kick, not very long, out of bounds. They're going to mark it about the 39, maybe the 40. Let's see. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 40-yard line. So the first 3 and out for Amador, and Galt's going to have it 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. 1:57 left to go in the quarter.
That last throw by Blankenheim, though, he was running left, stops. I mean, that thing was on a frozen rope right down the sideline. I mean, that kid's got a heck of an arm.
Well, I've talked about the arm talent since he first started as a freshman. You know, it's arm talent that you just don't see much. A little counter action inside, gets rugged down, thrown forward across the 45-yard line to the 46. Gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Arthur and Droyna.
I was making you say that one. I used to teach at Jackson Junior High. He wasn't a Jackson Junior High kid, or I would have known that name.
All right, so 2nd down and 4 after the gain of 6 on the play.
Yeah, he kind of threw him forward for 2-3 more yards.
Yeah, exactly. Had him stopped in the way they spun him and threw him.
It's one of the first times I haven't had a gang tackle.
Straight ahead handoff into a pile. Pushing the pile is going to be just falls across midfield. That is, let's see where they mark it. I think that's going to, no, they're going to mark him short.
And that's the first time of the night the pile has pushed in Galt's direction. Usually when they meet up, Amador's pushing these guys back 4 or 5 yards. That time, Galt got the push.
They're going to mark it at the 49-yard line, so it'll set up a 3rd down and 1. 51 seconds left. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Motion comes from the left side. Straight ahead handoff. Has a hole, gets the 1st down. Tackled at about the Amador 47-yard line. It'll be a fresh set of down for Galt. The clock will stop as they move the chains. We'll restart on the whistle. Let's see if Galt wants to try to get a playoff before the quarter ends, or they're going to let it go to the quarter. Don't seem to be in a tremendous amount of hurry here. 20 seconds left, but they break to the line. Looks like they probably are going to run a play here before the end of the quarter. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Ball's on the ground. Looks like Amador recovered. Fumble.
That's our boy.
Arthur and Droyna. 8.6 seconds left. Amador recovers the fumble. They'll have it 1st and 10. So nice job by the Buffaloes. 2 plays in a row. A&A, number 82 for the Buffaloes. Ball sits on the 49-yard line. Amador 49.
We got a Mountain Merchant scoring update. We'll give you right after this play going into the 2nd quarter over in Rosemont.
Blankenheim in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 split out to the right. Fakes to Nunez. Blankenheim looks. He wants to throw. Nice catch again by number 11, his leading receiver, Jesse Judd.
The clock did not start there, I believe.
It did not. It's still sitting at 8.6, so we'll see.
That's almost an unguardable play right there.
The ref is coming over.
Oh, they put 7 on the clock now.
2, I think. They're going to put 2 seconds. That's the way I read it.
They're trying to get that clock.
Doesn't that mean 2, John?
Yeah, they're trying to run it down. They're going to play try and stop the clock right on. I love that game. They got it to 2.4.
Yeah, instead of being able to just hit the 2-0 and reset.
Well, they're going to go deep here?
Why? It's a quarter, not the half. Straight ahead, hand up to Nunez. He's got a hole at the middle. He smashes the defender across the 35, running angry as he gets up to about the 31-yard line. Fresh set of downs, and that'll end the 1st quarter. Look at the scoreboard. All Buffaloes, 14. Galt Warriors, 0. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back here getting ready to start the first quarter. They flip sides of the field. So Amador will have it first and 10 from the Galt 31-yard line, leading 14-0.
As promised, we got that Mountain Merchant scoring update from Rosemont. 0-0 after the first quarter.
Blankenheim in the shotgun. First and 10 for the Buffs. Judd goes into motion. Straight ahead handoff. Gets across the 30. Still on his feet. Banging forward to the 25. Forward progress. They're still trying to push him forward. It'll be interesting to see where they mark this forward progress here. I think they're going to put it all the way. They're going to give him the full forward progress up to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, I never heard a whistle until
and that's going to be a first down.
They let
That'll
it play
move
up.
the chains.
Argonaut JV and Rosemont won 20-8.
Amador JV won here tonight. First and 10 for the Buffaloes. Blankenheim throws to his right, complete, cuts it into the end zone, touchdown! 22-yard throw, Blankenheim to Boetzer. Oh, to Talon Courts, was it 3? I thought it was 7.
Yeah, I think that was number 3, but I could have been wrong.
22-yard touchdown pass.
Just a simple little out pattern.
He just cut it right up the sideline and nobody was there. I thought I saw 7, but your eyes are much younger than mine. We'll try to get some clarification. The extra point is up. 11:07 left to go here in the half. All Buffaloes, 21 Amador, Galt 0. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back. Amador has had 4 possessions and scored 3 touchdowns. I would be remiss if I did not mention the tragedy that happened in Sutter Creek last night. Long-time historical building in downtown Sutter Creek burned down. In my days, what I remember is the Sutter Creek Palace, back when Frank Walker owned it and his son Dan, and just a horrible chain of events that happened last night in Sutter Creek to lose that iconic building. Hopefully they're going to be able to resurrect that, build it back into the same form and function. You probably last knew it operating a business as Sutter Creek. It's been for sale for a little bit, but fire broke out last night shortly after midnight, total loss. And so our condolences to the owners of the building and all the people affected, certainly the citizens of Sutter Creek, for a building that was revered in downtown area. First and 10. Give to Nunez. He gets across midfield, across the 45 up to the 44-yard line. Nice gain on the play. It'll set up a second down. Timeout. Official timeout.
Cyrus Olsen came in from the
we've got a
corner position.
Player down on the field. It's a Galt player down on the field.
Cyrus Olsen put a good hit on there. I mean, he came up hard, hit low.
You know, Amador, they're playing pretty aggressive tonight in defense, more so than I think I remember seeing them. Last time we called them, we were down in Liberty Ranch. Great football game. It was a really fun game to call. But that big offensive line from Liberty Ranch looks like Amador is getting after it a little bit more harder tonight.
Yeah, and if they can figure out how to slow teams down on defense, I don't think they're going to be a dominant defense in this league this year. But if they can just get a few more stops, they're a playoff team, and they're going to go have some fun in the playoffs and see what happens.
Yeah, but they need to nail down the defense. I mean, anytime if you want a winning season when you've scored 186 points and you've allowed 221, that's not a real good winning combination. So far tonight, pretty much what we expected against this Galt team. They've stuttery. Run off to the left side. Nice run all the way up to the 40-yard line, close to the first down. I think it's going to be enough to move the chains. So Galt will get a fresh set of downs as they're going to spot the ball at the 40-yard line.
Was that number 2 Pena back in, or was that number 4?
I think Pena's back in.
I thought I saw number 2, but
let's see. As soon as they break the huddle,
Galt's getting a couple first downs here, which that first drive it was looking like, oh, man, Galt's not going to be able to move this ball an inch. No, that's number 20.
It is not number 2. Pena is not back in. Straight ahead handoff. Oh, nice job. Tackled by number 2. That Michael Nunes. Loss of yards on the play, a loss of 2. It'll set up a second down and 12.
Michael Nunez is having himself a game.
Yeah, so far he's on both sides of the ball. He's running the ball angry, and he's playing defense just as angry.
Always good to have a great game on homecoming night.
Oh, absolutely. Second down and 12 for the Warriors. Long pass down the right side. Falls. Oh, they're going to call pass interference. That was a weak call. I had to bet my tongue because what I really wanted to say probably shouldn't be said on the radio. That was a bad call. Both the defender and the receiver were tied up. They both had their head around looking for the football.
I thought it was going to be an interception.
And that flag was a horrible call. And that's a problem I have with high school officiating. Too many times the officials officiate based on the score of the game instead of the right call. I've seen it in every sport you can think of, whether it's baseball, basketball, football. They officiate the score. They think it's their job to try to keep one team from getting embarrassed. And there's nothing that's more irritating than me. So the pass interference gives Galt a fresh set of downs. Now there's a whistle, and it's going to be a timeout against Galt. All right, we're going to keep it right here, but I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We didn't get a chance to do that as we had a few technical difficulties. Our pregame sponsor, Camps Propane. Of course, our game sponsors, week in and week out, Big Valley Ford, Jackson Tire, Armstrong & Son Construction, The Glass Doctor, Toman Associates. Our halftime sponsor is Conifer Communications. Postgame sponsor, Mark Twain Medical Center. Our call of the game, Mel and Faze in the BG Lounge. Player of the game, Jamba Juice. And, of course, our scoring update from the Mountain Merchant. John, you got a new one?
I got a couple. We got El Dorado. I like the detail here. Blocks a punt. Scoop and score, 14-10 at Liberty Ranch. And with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter, Rosemont takes a 7-0 lead on Argonaut.
Well, I got to tell you what, that would be an upset in my mind if El Dorado knocks out Liberty Ranch.
Did you guys have the El Dorado Argonaut game?
No.
I went and watched that game. Their quarterback is a player. They got a couple guys on that team. Their tight end is a big guy, too.
1st and 10 for Galt.
A little reverse.
Handoff trying to get around the right side. Gets knocked out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Short gain on the play again, about 3.
I can confirm Pena is back in the game because that is number 2 who they faked to. Then they went around the end there with number 0.
Well, I got to tell you what, they don't
Tapia.
have a lot of extra players on the bench. As I look across the field, I think the cheerleading squad is bigger than the football team.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think.
Penalty against Amador. That's going to move the ball all the way up to the 13-yard line.
That's been their best offense right here on this drive. That's 30 yards of penalties.
Wow. It's going to be one of those games, huh? Straight ahead handoff. That is to Pena. He's back in. Nothing going on the run there as he was stopped for no gain. They're going to mark it maybe a loss of a half a yard on the play. It'll be second down. Now we'll call it a long 10.
Well, no matter how many penalties you get, you can't punch it in with the penalty. You gotta get the yards, and I think that's got to be Amador's defense mantra right now. Like they're not moving another yard on us, boys.
All right, Galt breaks a huddle. Second down, short 10 or long 10, short 11. Split backs in the backfield. Little counter trying to get to the inside. Tripped up, another loss on the play. That was number 2 on the tackle for the Buffaloes. Nunez again. Boy, he's had a heck of a half.
Yeah, he's everywhere. And that's tough playing middle linebacker and running back. You talk about getting beat up in a game.
Oh, yeah. You feel that one the next morning. So it'll set up a third down and 14 for Galt. Back to pass, in trouble, sacked for a loss back at the 25-yard line. Number 21 and number 55 for the Buffaloes.
Declan Brown and Zeke Peterson, I believe.
So after the 2 penalties, Galt has not been able to do anything on offense. And are they going to attempt a long field goal here? I can't believe they'd be punting. They are.
Wow.
So this will be a 42-yarder. A 42-yarder in high school is pretty impressive in my opinion.
They better hope this doesn't get blocked and go to the house.
42-yard attempt here.
42-yard attempt by Galt. Big push off the right side. It is blocked.
They're not grabbing it though. They're just looking at it.
Goes out of bounds. It's going to be Amador ball at the 35-yard line on the blocked field goal. A lot of pressure came in off that right side, John.
Yeah, the guy that blocked it, I don't think they knew the rule. I think McKelfish
didn't think they could advance it.
Yeah, they didn't go get the ball, and it stayed in bounds for quite a bit. I would like to see Galt go for a little Hail Mary there, or come back to that screen play.
So Amador's going to take over at the 35-yard line, leading this one 21-0. Blankenheim throws out. Caught to Nunez. He breaks a tackle, gets across 40 to the 45. Roll run out of bounds just about midfield. Caught him right by the back of the jersey, but he had some room to run down that sidelines if he would have avoided that last little reach. They're going to mark it at the 49, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, Nunez is a big part of this game plan. I think what's going on is I think that Galt is sending the linebackers, and the game plan is to get the ball to that running back's hands because the linebackers are blitzing. They can't guard him out of the backfield.
Well, Blankenheim has been such a big part of their running game. He's a leading rusher, averaging almost 100 yards a game. In motion, they're going to give it to McKelfish, going around the right side, breaks a tackle, going to be tackled just short as he crosses midfield. Now they're still pushing forward, still on his.
They got the ball.
Now Galt picked up the football. They're running the other direction.
It's a big guy, too.
He's going to take it into the end zone, and this is when I need my replay camera. It was on the far end of the field. Everybody was pushing forward, and all of a sudden Galt came out with the football and was racing down the sidelines. Who's that big number there, John?
I'm looking for 50-something. It was like a rugby scrum. That's the second or third time these refs have let the play continue.
That is a big boy, too. He's going to need some oxygen.
Yeah, he's excited.
Turn sideways, son. 61.
We got to give him a shout out for that.
Who is it? 61. Elijah Miranda. Fumble recovery. Return of about 54 yards. The kick is up. And it is good. We're going to be back right after this. And all of a sudden, I see this guy come out the other side, racing down the sideline. Wow. Well, I got to tell you, folks, that's one you don't see very often. You know, I've referred to this before. I don't know if you've ever saw the movie Red.
I don't think I have.
With Bruce Willis and Anthony Hopkins. And at the end, when Willis comes on and he's taking off and he thinks he's got all the dough, but Willis put a bomb in there. And as he's taking off and he hears the tick and he turns around and he says, I didn't see that one coming. Well, right there, that was exactly that touchdown right there. I didn't see that one coming.
And we thought they were getting ready to blow that play dead.
Yeah. I was just wondering where they're going to spot the football, right?
Well, the thing is, it was still moving forward progress, so the refs let it play. And then
they did earlier. They let it go a long time, right? So Galt gets on the scoreboard, cuts the lead by 7. Kickoff high and deep field at the 5-yard line. Trying to cut to the right, across the 20 to the 25, gets hit. Spun away from a tackle to the 35, up to the 40, thrown out of bounds. That's number 3, Talon Quartz. Galt's really had a tough time tackling.
I got another Mountain Merchant scoring update. El Dorado, 17. Liberty Ranch, 14.
Wow. All right. Well, Amador are looking to score one more time before the half. Galt won the toss and deferred, so they will be receiving the second half. We got 5:59 left to go here. The first half. Amador ahead 21-7. Blankenheim in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the left. Throws a simple completion out to the right-hand side. Looked like he stepped out of bounds, but it looks like they didn't call that. That was to Henry Boatser.
Frank, I'm getting updates that the kid that scored from Galt is Mike's wife's nephew.
Wife's nephew.
The Jim is saying you will understand who that was.
I get it. So
he must have an Amador connection.
Mike Meserol works for KVGC as a sales rep, and he always calls in the Galt scores. So his wife's nephew, I believe I got that right, Jim.
He's got Judd.
He's got Judd deep, but he just overthrows him.
It looks like he overthrew McPartland, but he had Judd. He had Judd wide open. McPartland was open as well.
They were both kind of moving on a post, but they were coming together. One came from the left, one came to the right. And he just overthrew, I guess you would probably say it was McPartland.
Yeah.
Ball was closer to McPartland.
It amazes me how much Jesse Judd is open. If you just watch Jesse Judd, he's running off this. I mean, he's quicker. He just gets open, man, that kid.
Third down. Judd comes in motion to the right. Quick slant inside. And he dropped it.
Did they call that a catch?
No, I don't think he completed the catch.
That was Fillmore.
He is not happy. Fillmore is not happy because he had some room to run. That was just a simple a post route, and he was wide open. Blankenheim put it right in his hands, and he just couldn't pull it in.
Well, that puts it to 4th down, which, I mean.
You're going to go for.
I know, but if Galt can get a stop here, and somehow get a score before halftime, we got a game. I don't know if they can get a stop.
This is where it really hurts not having Blankenheim's running ability on full display, and he shouldn't run the football.
Well, Nunez they're going to get a dose of Nunez right here.
So 2 receivers split out to the left, 2 out to the right.
These linebackers are
Judd
coming.
goes into motion from the left-hand side.
These linebackers are coming. Look at them.
Here they come. Straight ahead handoff to Nunez. He gets hit.
He didn't get it.
He got nothing on the play. They ran right into the teeth of that defense as it was a full-out blitz. They were daring him to throw that football. Amador turns it over on downs.
And, I thought there was an offsides there. Because in high school football, it's not like the NFL. Blankenheim went hard count. He got the guy to jump over. They didn't call it. And then.
Oh, no, now what?
Oh, they must have got the out. Is that?
No.
That's a water bottle out there. I don't think that's officials timeout?
Yeah.
Or delay a game?
No, it's official timeout. Delay a game, folded arms. He's going to go over confer with the line judge, and that might
be because Blankenheim came hard
something
count.
that Cantac, the Amador coach, said.
Well, that D tackle jumped, and they didn't call it. And I got thinking because they didn't touch him. But in high school football, it's not like the NFL. If you come over that line, it's a penalty.
All right, so now they're discussing it. The officials, 4 of them were huddled together.
Well, they're.
Now he's going over to talk to the Amador coach.
I'd like to be a fly on that wall.
Yeah, just get Adriana.
We do have a Mountain Merchant scoring update we'll do right after this call.
Oh, I think Amador is going to get the call. Coach Cantac's clapping his hands.
No, he just said first down Galt. We got Liberty Ranch 21, El Dorado 17, 8 minutes left in the second quarter.
I'll bet you right now $10 that Liberty Ranch beats him by more than 2 touchdowns. Oh, pressure coming from Amador, and he gets smacked. Oh, and the interception is dropped. Wow. Number 21 came racing in off the right side. That's Brown, Declan Brown. Holy mackerel, he put a hit on the quarterback.
And Bill Hobson, he ended up being the receiver on that play, and he's going to wish he had that one back. Bill usually catches those.
No, that was for Galt. The interception.
Yeah, Bill Hobson.
Oh, you mean
Amador.
back on this other side?
No, Bill. Yeah, he had it.
Yeah,
he's
the
a
slant.
safety.
Oh yeah.
No, he's a safety.
Oh, and the interception.
Yeah, Bill Hobson dropped that one, and
second down and 10.
he was in great position, just wasn't able to make the play.
4:55 left to go. Amador's got all 3 timeouts. If they can get a quick 3 and out, they're going to have one more shot to get a score. Handoff trying to go across the right side. Oh, number 2, Nunez again comes up and stops the runner. That was Ramos for a short gain.
I'm noticing both teams are coming in trying to strip the ball. I think Nunez was the second guy, and somebody hit him and tried to strip, and then Nunez came and cleaned it up.
He came and smacked him hard, though. 3rd down and 9. 4:26. Clock continues to roll. Amador has all 3 timeouts left. Knowing that Galt's going to receive the opening kickoff in the second half.
Galt has got to be coming back to that screenplay at some point that they had early in the game.
Well, let's see what the Amador defense is going to dial up. Looks like they're going to sit back. They send one linebacker. It is the screenplay, and he read it out. That was number 56. He was just laying in the weeds for that. That was Chris Middlestat. 4th down for Galt, and they're going to have to punt. Like I said, Amador still has 3 timeouts left, just under 4 minutes left to go in the half.
Yeah, and 2 incomplete passes there by Galt.
Stops the clock, really helps Amador. Two receivers back again to receive the punt for big rush! Kick gets off, bounces, fielded about the 15-yard line, looking for a block. Gets outside to the 25, to the 30, to the 35. He's off to the races. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. He's looking for a block to the 20, to the 10. Cuts inside. Touchdown, Amador, number 44. Takes to the house. Bill Hobson looking for a flag. There's a flag all the way down at the 10-yard line. He had one blocker in front of him. That is a beep, chicken beep call.
Yeah,
These officials are trying to get way too involved in this football game.
Yeah, Declan Brown. He basically, if you ever seen the movie Blindside, when Michael Orr takes that guy and pushes him all in the bleachers, Declan moved that kicker back 20 yards. And at the very end, they
Oh, no, they called it against Galt. Nope, now they're marking it back. From the 5-yard line. Are you kidding me? That is as bad a call that I have ever seen, and I've watched a lot of football, folks. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Will the JV football players please go to the
Should be ashamed of yourself. That is a horrible call. What a return by Hobson.
Well, Blankenheim's thinking he's going to get a touchdown pass out of it, though.
Blankenheim rolls to his left. He's looking, still looking.
He's got McPartland.
Delivers incomplete.
That was pretty good coverage. He had McPartland if he could have got to the corner of the end zone, but they did a good job. Are they rolling Blankenheim out more to the left, or is he always roll out this much?
They still got most of the yards for the return all the way up inside the 15-yard line, but didn't get the score. Straight ahead handoff to Nunez. He breaks one tackle. He gets still on his feet, gets inside the 10, gets down to about an 8-yard line. And you know what? You're right, John. Galt is standing them up, and they are trying to strip that football.
Yeah, and you get a call like that. The part that upsets me is Bill Hobson. That's a memory, talking about 20 years from now with his buddies. I ran that ball back in homecoming, and that,
He picked that up at the 10-yard line.
I know, and now he's still got the memory, but it was a touchdown. We got a Mountain Merchant scoring update during a timeout here. We have 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Bradshaw, 14, Union Mine 0. And under a minute in the second quarter in Rosemont. Rosemont is 7, Argonaut 6. PAT, no good.
Ooh. Boy, in a game like that, those extra points. Well, we saw it in the Liberty Ranch Amador game. Yeah. Liberty Ranch, missed their first 5 extra points? And it actually gave Amador a chance to tie the game up with a 2-point conversion that they were unable to make. And that's a big deal. Those points add up in a hurry as the game goes on.
Yeah, especially in these low-scoring games. I mean, the Amador Liberty Ranch game was 18-16.5. This one's 7-6, so points are at a premium.
Blankenheim in the shotgun. Knocking on the door in the red zone. Straight ahead, hand up, Nunez into the end zone. Touchdown.
Yeah, a couple arms reached out and tried to get him, but he ran right through those like it was a practice drill.
Nunez takes it in from 10 yards out.
Nunez is known as a really hard-working kid, always working in the summer, spring. A lot of these kids are. Really happy for him, seeing him have this success in this type of game.
Extra point is up, and it is good. 3:02 left to go in the half. Amador 28, Galt 7. We're going to be back right after this.
$14-0 Bradshaw. Union Mine's hanging in there, though. Obviously. 14. He's telling me Nora Bradshaw. That's going to be the section championship game.
You think they're playing the same division?
That's what Ricky's telling me. But if
all right, we're back. We've got 3:02 left. John and I were just discussing. We're looking forward. I looked at the standings. Sonora, which left the MLL this year, they are, I think this week ranked 12th in the entire section, regardless of school size. Bradshaw Christian is ranked 13th. They're one behind them, regardless of school size. And that's all size schools, all divisions. And I think currently, I know the Sierra Valley Conference, they're in Division 6. I thought the TVL was a division up, but I may be wrong. So it'll be interesting to see what the Sac Joaquin section does, although everything the Sac Joaquin section does is pretty amazing to me.
Yeah, football's just so much different than basketball. I've never understood the football, how they do that.
Galt's going to take over the 24-yard line, 1st and 10 with 2:53 left, trailing 28-7. Straight ahead handoff, smacked immediately. No gain on the play by the left side of that Amador defense. Loss of 1 on the play. It'll set up a 2nd down and 11.
What do you think Amador's going to use their timeouts? Are they going to let this go to half if they get another stop here?
Well, I don't know. I think I'd use them. You can't carry them over the second half. I'd have called a timeout right there, right after the play, personally. You got all three. You could force them to punt and get the ball back with more than a minute left, but they're letting it run.
Because you can see Galt's not in a hurry. I always like to use my timeouts when the other team's throwing it down. I can throw an incomplete pass on offense.
Absolutely. Galt's going to get the ball to start the second half. Why would they be in a hurry? They haven't been able to move the ball. They're going to let the clock run all the way down, and Amador's going to go to halftime with 3 timeouts in their pocket. What sense does that make?
After all that, Galt calls the timeouts. But they did. I think they were probably going to run into some delay game.
Yeah, they got a little too complacent on that. We're going to keep it right here, the quick timeout. But I don't know, if I was the Amador coaching staff, as soon as that play ran, I'd have called timeout. There was 3 minutes left to go. One more play, timeout. One more play, timeout. They would still have 2:20 left to go, and it'd be 4th down with the clock stopped.
Do they have all 3 of their timeouts?
Yeah.
Or did they use one earlier?
Amador hasn't used any. Galt has used all 3 now.
Maybe they're trying to get to half. I mean, it is homecoming here. It's exciting. It's an exciting night. You got the floats coming in.
They resume 2nd down and 11.
All right, 2nd down and 11 for Galt. They're going to throw. Even after all that, they're still going to give it an opportunity to stop the clock. Incomplete. The clock stops again. I have no idea what either one of these coaches are thinking at this point. Amador didn't look like they were going to stop the clock. Why not run the football and let the clock run out? Instead of going deep, stopping the clock on an incompletion, Amador didn't even have to burn a timeout.
Yeah, part of it's,
John, you're a coach. Help me out here.
I think Galt's their coach is probably thinking this is a winnable game, and we're gonna try and score right here. That's the only explanation.
Then why did they let a minute run off the clock earlier before they call that timeout? This makes no sense by either coach to me, and what the heck's going on. Drug down in the backfield. Amador's got to call a timeout right now. Come on, coach. He's not.
There they go. That was our number 82, Arthur Androina, with the sack there. That was a big loss. Now it's
4th down. They should have another minute on the clock.
But do they need it? Do they need it?
Hell yeah, they need it.
I think against an El Dorado or a Union Mine coming up, they're going to need it.
No,
I don't know if they're going to need it here.
Foot on the gas, step on the throat, take the play out of them, coast home, call it an easy win, game over.
Yeah, you're thinking Sip Blankenheim, keep him healthy.
Heck yeah. A step on the throat, 35-7 at half. I'm totally comfortable with that. I guess.
I like your energy. You get me fired up here.
Different mentality. I just this last. God, people think I'm nuts. I am a sports fanatic, okay? And I have watched so much sports, and I watched just what transpired here in this last possession by both coaches, just as irritating to me. Fourth down for Galt. Inside the end zone. Oh, bounce, snap. The ball bounced on the ground.
Uh-oh.
He was able to get it off.
They got a flag.
End over end. Oh, I think that's a roughie the kicker.
And
They're going to get a
hit
first
the kicker.
down.
Now that kicker is going to get an Oscar. But Android did hit him. It wasn't that bad.
They called it a roughie the punter already.
And he's got his helmet off.
Yeah. So Galt's going to retain possession. They're going to have it first down with a minute 34 left, and the clock's going to run out.
I do like the sportsmanship there. Android, he knocked him over. He walked into the end zone. He's the one that helped him up.
Well,
he's also the one that made the sack. He's having a pretty good game himself as well. We've called his name a couple times.
Yeah, but, situational defense, John. You're a coach.
Yeah, you
Let's kick the ball.
I mean, to me, that takes 7 points off the board, period.
Absolutely. You're going to have the ball inside in Galt territory with 2 timeouts left and this quick strike offense.
It'll be interesting if Galt learned their lesson here.
Well, if they throw the ball, somebody needs to go down and tell that coach, take the headset from him.
I would be willing to bet they're going to throw the ball here.
Oh, gosh.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe not. Looked like they were getting into the victory formation, but no, they're in a real formation here.
Handoff, trying to get around the right side. That's number 0. Gets across the 30-yard line. Actually, pretty good gain on the play. Yeah. He stay inbounds, young man.
They called him inbounds.
Yeah, they kept him inbounds, so the clock's continuing to run. Amador is not going to use a timeout. Clock continues to run. They're going to mark the ball at the 29-yard line.
And that they got outside. That's the first time they've been able to get that outside run.
I haven't seen number 0 carry the ball. That's the first time. Roman Tapia, he looked like he's got a little quickness. So second down from the 29-yard line, down to under 56 seconds left.
Here we go.
He's throwing the ball. Unbelievable. Sacked back at the 15-yard line. Unbelievable.
Declan Brown, number 21, coming in, getting a sack. What is that, 4 or 5 sacks for Amador?
Unbelievable.
For a Galt doesn't pass much.
I guess this game has changed a lot.
And I think Amador probably could have called a timeout there as well. There's about 50 seconds.
I think they do need to snap it one more time. I don't think they can let this run out unless the officials want to continue to officiate this game based on the score instead of by the rules.
There's about 50 seconds left when that guy got.
They should have to snap this ball. Yep, and they're going to. If this isn't a victory formation. Why? That'll do it. Folks, I don't even know what to say. We're going to be back with our Conflict Communications halftime report. Look at the scoreboard. Amador Buffaloes 28, the Galt Warriors 7. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back on here. We're back with the Conifer Communications halftime report. Amador 28, Galt 7. John, this one started out, Galt won the toss and they deferred, and Amador took the ball, started at the 22-yard line, went right on a 78-yard drive. Blankenheim to Nunes with 8:27 to take a 27-0 lead. Galt couldn't get anything going. They punted right away. Blankenheim and the Buffaloes came right back. 4-yard touchdown run by Sanders at the 5:14 mark to lead 14-0. Galt again goes 3 and out, but then the Buffaloes go 3 and out. Galt fumbles. Amador gets it back as the quarter ends, and they lead 14-0 going into the second quarter. Blankenheim then continues the drive. He hits Quartz at the 11:07 mark on a 22-yard touchdown to lead 21-0. Then Galt came down and attempted a 42-yard field goal, which was blocked. Amador couldn't do anything with it, turned it over on downs, and then it looked like Amador was on the move again, but on kind of a scrum, Galt was able to pull the ball away, and Miranda would race 54 yards, the big man, and Galt was on the board with 6:10 left to cut the lead 21-7. Hobson then had a return for what I called a touchdown. A lousy call at the 5-yard line negated that touchdown, and Nunes ended taking it in from 10 yards out at the 3:02 mark to a 28-7 lead, and that's how the half ended. I won't even get into what I feel was horrible clock mismanagement by the coaching staff from both squads there. But it is homecoming, and your homecoming celebration is here. And, John, observations in the first half. Obviously, Amador is a much superior team over this Galt team who comes in losing 5 games in a row, 1-5. And what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Galt's fighting. I kind of was just hoping they would come here tonight and fight. You hate when a team starts going, we can't win, and give it. And so they are giving Amador a fight. They're playing tough. And Nunez has been just a beast out there running hard. But I think Blankenheim has played a smart game. We talked at the Open about it's really important for Blankenheim to be healthy going into these last 3 league games. We kind of know how this one's going to end with or without Blankenheim.
Right.
But the next 3 are games that this county really wants. We want to see if a pretty good team like Amador can compete in this league. And with Blankenheim at the helm, Amador's got a chance to really compete and win those 3 games.
Yeah, I really believe that. I think next week's game against Union Mine is really going to be the key to the rest of the season. As we know, Union Mine's playing Bradshaw Christian probably as close as anybody's played them all year long. I believe they were down 14-0 at a halftime. So they need Blankenheim at full steam next week. I think he's played a very, very intelligent game in the first half because, his legs and his running ability have been such a big part of the Amador offense. He's their leading rusher, averaging over 99 yards a game. And for him to be able to channel that back and not put that injury in jeopardy, kudos to that young man. And obviously they're going to win this one, whether it's by 50 or whether it's by 25. At this point, the main objective is to get Blankenheim out of this game healthy. I do believe if he was at full strength today, they'd probably at least have 2 more touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Has he scrambled forward for yards yet? I know in the back.
No.
He's just kind of throwing it away. And we talked on the.
He got sacked that one time that he fell just belly down. Didn't put any pressure on that shoulder, as you mentioned. And, he has not taken any chances. He's just sat back in the pocket and thrown. So good job by the young man. You're listening to the Conifer Communications halftime show. Halftime activities, homecoming activities are underway right now. We're going to send it back to the studio for AJM, Argonaut Junior Mustangs Live. Jim Geedy and Bo Gilman. It'll be about an 8-minute segment, and we'll be back with more halftime right after this.
KVGC with Bo Gilman, yours truly, Jim Geedy. it was a great weekend for AJM.
Yeah, it really was. So we hosted Galt. They were without a program for 6 or 8 years, and this is their first year back. So it's going to take them a little bit to get rolling, but they have, some very dedicated board members, and they're in it for the long haul.
So this is their first year back after
a 6 to 8 year hiatus with no program at all. They didn't go to a different league. They had no youth football program.
Nothing at all.
All the Galt kids just went to Liberty.
Wow.
But what was happening is all, Liberty Ranch, when you have a youth program, those kids will tend to go to that high school. So Galt High School was suffering. So you really need a feeder program for your high school. So.
Sure. It's no mystery to anybody that Galt's high school program has suffered this year. I mean, they've won. Did they win a game? I don't even know if they've won a game yet. But in league, they're getting trounced.
Correct.
So
correct.
Hopefully, this will help Galt in the coming years.
It will if they can hold it together. So.
Were they 7-man? Were they 11-man?
Yeah, their junior novice was 7-man.
Okay.
So I think they maybe had 10, 8, 9, 10 kids on.
How'd that game
total.
go?
It was we beat them 40-6, and from the opening snap, I think we scored 2 touchdowns right away, and then started to rotate in some of our kids, but that never even slowed them down. Yeah. And then we rolled right into our novice game, and it was more of the same. I was able to start our second string offense. We actually had some issues with our quarterback got slammed, and he was kind of out of it, and we had 3 turnovers, I think, in our first 3 possessions. So then I put our starters in, and we ended up rolling them 35-0.
Okay.
And JV's our wild card, so we pulled off another win, and oddly enough, with 2 wins, we shot up.
They're going to make it to the
right.
playoffs.
If the season ended today, they'd be in the playoffs. So because now they hold the tiebreaker over Escalon and Galt. It shot them up to a 7 seed. So if they can, somehow win, 2 of their next 3, they'll be in for sure. And after an 0-5 start, it's just everybody's on cloud 9. The parents are behind these kids. The kids are coming off the field with smiles. But it was not. It was still a hard-fought game. I think we were down 6-0 at halftime. Should have scored on the opening drive. Got down to the half-yard line. Didn't punch it in. And I was like, here we go. And they came out. We came out in the second half and just poured it on them. We scored 20 unanswered. The kids were chest bumping, and it was really great to see. The coaches were pumped. The fans were pumped. And these boys are right back in the mix.
So what? Quickly here, what turned it around?
Honestly, I think attitude. I'm a big attitude guy. So your body language kind of says it all. And I kind of walked down and talked to their coach. Your so-called leaders are down here pointing fingers and coming off the field crying. You're not going to win a game with that kind of body language and attitude. Like, these guys think they're leaders. They're not. A leader picks their teammates up when you're down after a bad play. He rallies them. And they came out and looked like a team in the second half. So I don't know, what that conversation was had, if my comments had anything to do with it, but they were totally a different team. They were fired up. They wanted to be on the field.
So you're taking credit.
I'm going to take credit
for turning around.
I'll take the credit.
The JV program. Okay, good.
But I'll stay off the sidelines from here on out. So, 26 bumped us up to 7. There's 11 teams in each division. 8 make playoffs. So we're sitting at the 7 seed, which means we play the 2. And anything can happen.
And I understand varsity, but it was kind of a bittersweet victory.
Yeah, varsity was bittersweet. So our varsity's just been rolling. We're starting to hit on all cylinders. Had an early season loss to Tuolumne. Kind of, sometimes those early losses open everybody's eyes, make you work harder. Oh, maybe we do need to put in the work. And we've just kind of been putting it all together. Won this game 35-24, but we lost our starting quarterback late in the third quarter with a broken collarbone. So, we have Linden coming up, who's tough, and then we finished with Calaveras and Amador, and those are 2 games that we kind of need to win to keep a top 2-3 seed. Because remember that Houston varsity team's, I don't want to say unbeatable, but it would take a miracle. So you want to stay away from them until the Super Bowl. So a 2-3 seed is very important. So I don't know what our coaches have up their sleeves. You might see a combination of 2 or 3 kids, maybe throw out some Wildcat, but they're going to get creative and hopefully get a win against a tough Linden team this weekend.
Yeah. So we got Linden this week on.
Yeah, we got Linden this week, and aside from this Calaveras matchup we have in a few weeks, this is probably the toughest across the board as far as matchups go. So our junior novice still undefeated, sitting at 7-0. Linden's right behind them at 5-2. It's gonna be they're gonna have to, and Linden's a 7s, and like we've talked about earlier, when you play 7-on-7, there's a lot of space out there. So you've got one good athlete, that could change the game.
Yeah.
A little tougher when you have 11 kids out there to have one good athlete, shine and run through a defense.
I'm surprised that Linden is 7 and not 11.
They're a soccer program, too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
I guess so. Huh?
I-
But look at their high school program.
Yeah.
Their high school program. I mean, they're going to be a team.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Calaveras and Somerville haven't played them yet. When they play them, that's going to be
Linden is very well respected in the NBFL. They are, the last 3 years, they've really put together some good teams. Yeah. They have that toughness,
Right.
So that junior novice game will be one to watch. Go to ours. We're sitting at 6-1, currently in second place in the novice division. And Linden's 3-4. So I'm hoping we have our way with them, but still, you never want to overlook a game. JV is going to be the biggest one. If our JV team can somehow pull out 3 in a row, we'll be sitting pretty. Probably bump us up to the 5 seed. Linden's 5-2, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
And without your starting quarterback, you're
Well, at JV, this is JV.
Oh, JV. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The varsity one also. So we're 3 in the standings at 5-2, and Linden's tied with us.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a tough one.
Sure.
It's gonna be a new look. So our quarterback was very fast. We booted a lot, and in our new offense, it's kind of a read and react. So if the outside linebacker goes out in the flats, he's running.
Yeah.
If the outside linebacker comes up, you're thrown to the flats. So
Gotcha.
without that speed, I don't know what it's gonna look like. But I'm sure gonna keep my fingers crossed and hope this varsity team can rally together.
So because we've got a 7 on novice, games are going to start at 12:30.
No. So this will be our last away game of the season before playoffs. Linden Stadium doesn't have lights. Aaron Judge hasn't pulled through and bought them lights yet. I don't know what the hell's going on, but we'll have morning games.
Oh, okay.
And actually, this is how it used to work in the NBFL. Everybody played in the morning, and you probably remember when your boys came through.
Yeah.
You got this through in the morning. I think 8 a.m. kickoff, and then you're done. You had the afternoon, but the kids, as people started to talk. The kids want to play under the lights, especially the varsity kids. And these programs are all about your varsity. Varsity gets what they want, right? So they voted a few years back to move these games back and play under the lights. So that's what we're doing. But at Linden, who doesn't have lights, we start at 9:30. It would be a 9 a.m. kickoff if it wasn't 7s. And then our novice is at 11. JV's at 1 o'clock. Varsity's at 3, ending at 5. Waterloo Restaurant opens at 5, so we'll have to hit that on the way back.
There we go. All right. Bo Gilman.
You think about those ribs and pesto
Yes,
now, huh?
yeah. You got me going there. So, all right. Bo Gilman, thank you. Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, Jim. I'm hoping to fly back over here on my broom next week as well.
There we go.
We'll see.
That does it for this week's AJM.
My dad and mom taught me something long ago. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hi, this is Bart Gilman, and that's why we still do things the right way at Mellon Faze, not the fast way. We still make our hamburger patties fresh every day from USDA #1 choice beef, not second-grade stuff with fillers mixed in. And we're still using the same recipes my parents developed from scratch over 40 years ago. We may take a little longer, but at Mellon Faze, it's worth the wait. But if you're in a hurry, call ahead, and we'll have it ready for you when you walk through the door. For 3 generations, we've been doing business the right way, the Mellon Faze way.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. While assessing Hurricane Milton damage in Punta Gorda, Florida, and head of the Federal Disaster Agency, FEMA, Dan Criswell, says there's no shortage of money to help people recover from Hurricanes Helene and Milton.
The Disaster Relief Fund certainly does not have enough money to continue recoveries for everything that I have through the entire fiscal year, but I have enough money to support the immediate needs for everybody impacted by Helene and Milton.
The FEMA chief says Congress will have to okay more money for her agency for future needs. Though utility crews have already fixed 1 million power outages in Florida after Milton, 2 million other outages remain. Sarasota Bradenton International Airport will stay closed till next Wednesday because one concourse's entire roof was blown off. President Trump repeating his unfounded claims of an invasion of illegal migrants taking over entire towns, including a Colorado city he visited earlier today. ABC's Rachel Scott.
I will rescue Aurora and every town that has been invaded and conquered.
For weeks, Trump has said Venezuelan gangs overrun the city. The Republican mayor pushing back, saying Aurora is a considerably safe city, not a city overrun by Venezuelan gangs. adding concerns about Venezuelan activity have been grossly exaggerated.
Vice President Kamala Harris in Arizona held a Republicans for Harris event as in-person voting begins in the state this week. As the strike against Boeing continues, the company announced major layoffs are on the way, a 10% cut in its workforce for about 17,000 employees. Boeing says it expected significant losses in the next quarter as its machinists' strike drags on for nearly a month. Investigation underway at an elementary school in the Spring, Texas Independent School District after preschool teachers allegedly distributed stickers to students that are believed to have been sleeping aids. You're listening to ABC News.
Not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Meet Brian. He just got $5,000, and it was pretty easy. I'll tell you how in 10 seconds. Brian needed cash help. After being rejected by banks, he tried 27cash.com. Told them how much he needed, even let them know he had bad credit. In minutes, 27cash.com found a lender who deposited $5,000 into his bank account the very next day. If you need cash help, even if you have bad credit, go to 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We need cash help.
We should go to 57cash.com.
With our bad credit?
57cash.com helps all credit types. They partner with over 100 lenders to help even people with bad credit get approved for up to $10,000. And cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
Wow.
When you need cash help, go to 57cash.com. 57cash.com.
New details on the deaths of 2 Navy SEALs who died during a daytime mission off the coast of Somalia.
The investigation concluding that, encumbered by the weight of each individual's gear, neither their physical capability nor emergency supplemental flotation devices, if activated, were sufficient to keep them at the surface. The conclusion, according to the head of Central Command, the deaths of the SEALs were preventable.
ABC's Martha Raddatz. A major recall on ready-to-eat foods sold at some of the nation's largest grocers and retailers.
Almost 10 million pounds of ready-to-eat meat and poultry products are being recalled due to possible listeria contamination. The USDA says products from Bruce Pack sold at retailers like Walmart, Trader Joe's, and Aldi are part of the recall. The affected items produced between June and October bear establishment numbers 51205 or P51205 inside or under the USDA inspection mark. While no illnesses have been reported, listeria can pose serious health risks. Consumers are advised to return or discard the items immediately. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Officials in Louisville investigating a small plane crash that happened this afternoon. At least 3 people were taken to hospitals. Millions of Americans from the Midwest to Northern California could have a rare second night to catch the northern lights thanks to an ongoing geomagnetic storm. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Football fans, stay in touch with Conifer Communications high-speed internet wherever you are. Stream the game live, connect with fans during and after the game, Facebook Live the winning play, or upload those Instagram photos. Conifer Communications may be local, but offers big-time internet service with fast speed, no data limits, plus VoIP phone service. Connect with Conifer today, 866-378-8393, or stop by their office in San Andreas on Highway 49.
You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, we're back at Amador High School. Homecoming activities just completed here. Announcement, congratulations to the King, Jonah Duran, and our Queen, Sophia Johnson. Congratulations to the 2024 Amador Buffalo Homecoming King and Queen. We've got a little time before the kickoff here, but John, I think you've got some scoring updates for us.
Yeah, I'm a bit behind here, but we got a Mountain Merchant scoring update. Second quarter, probably halftime now, but Big Valley Christian 21, Riverbank 3. We have Liberty Ranch 28, El Dorado 17 at the half. Fourth quarter in Somerville, this is a big one, 58, River Island 0.
Shocker.
Now that one is actually final now. And then we got a couple updates over here in Rosemont. Rosemont runs back the opening kick to start the second half, 13-6 over Argonaut. But Argonaut has just scored a touchdown, and it's 13-12. Apparently they missed the PAT as well.
What were we talking about earlier?
Got to get those PATs. And then Bradshaw is 21, Union Mine 0, 10 minutes left in the third. And then a final in Linden. Linden 56, Bret Hart 0. But Bret Hart hasn't forfeited a game this year, and they're playing out the season, it looks like.
Well, I have a little insight into that. I'm going to keep it to myself, something that I normally don't do. I'll share it with you, John, off the air, about that game and about what's going on with that Bret Hart program. But anyway, I'm gonna keep my mouth closed for once.
Well, the reason I said that is
Come on.
we were talking. I share an office with old Ricky Davis now, and we were talking just about old past and teams forfeit and how much that affects a school. When a team forfeits a game, the other school can't come. You got all the cheerleaders, and you got
sure,
whatever.
It affects a lot of people, right?
And it's been unfortunate that Bret Hart hasn't been able to put together a team, in the Motherlode the last several years.
Yeah.
But I noticed this year they played all their games, and
I
was excited about that for them.
I've got to give them credit that they've taken a shellacking all year long. They haven't played a close game yet, and I don't anticipate that they will. But they continue to practice. They continue to show up every week, and that's a tough thing, not only for the kids, but it's also tough for the coaching staff. And so if they're still getting support from the school and they're still going to practice every day and working hard to show up and slap them on every Friday night, knowing their chances of winning are probably slim, and he probably left town a while ago. But, there's some credit there, because I think that speaks a lot to the kids and to the coaching staff that they continue to show up week in and week out knowing that they're probably not going to come away with a win.
Well, they're putting in the work at the lower programs. I know their 5th, 6th grade team won a Super Bowl last year. And I kind of liken them almost to Galt of this league. Galt, when's the last time Galt has got a win in this league?
Well, I don't know how long they've been in this league. This is a new league to us, but Galt has not had a good program for a long, long time. And as I shared with you, back in the 70s when I was in high school, Galt, under the guise of Coach Hatzenbuehler, had a heck of a program. And as a matter of fact, my senior year, when they didn't have the big playoff thing like they do now with all the different divisions, we had one playoff game, and it was played the day after Thanksgiving, and we faced Galt. And
back when there was one high school in that town?
Yes, there was one. And they ran a double wing. Back then, they were the only ones that done it at that time, and they were tough, and they were a tough program. We ended up winning that game 7-5.
It's a baseball score.
It was muddier. It rained like crazy, and we were a total spread offense. We had one back, 2 splits, 2 slots the whole time, and threw the football. Mike Williams, our quarterback, he went to Cal on a scholarship. He could throw it. And it rained and rained and rained, and the parents were out there putting sawdust on the field, so it was a really sloppy track. And just a quick little story. So we're ahead 7-3. And time's running out, under 2 minutes left, and it's 4th down. And our coach, Dwayne Izette, calls a timeout. And nobody comes out there. He calls a punter over, Jim Burke, really good friend of mine. And nobody else knows what's going on. And Jim goes out there, and he takes a snap, and he turns around and runs the other way on the field. And we're all standing on the sidelines and go, "What are you doing?" We took a safety. There was less than 30 seconds left on that sloppy field. We took the free kick, won the game 7-5.
That's a Bill Parcells play.
Yeah, but Galt had a heck of a program back then. But it's been years since they've competed for any kind of championship on the football field. And even for that matter, all their programs, when the Galt School District got so big and 3 more high schools came in there and the talent got so spread out. They have, we've played them in basketball for how many number of years, and I don't know if we've lost to them in that time. Their programs really went down with Liberty Ranch coming in and Sheldon, and there's another one down there. And so all that talent base got really spread out, so it's made it a little difficult. So anyway, it's halftime, and we're 28-7. Amador leads. We've got 1:54 left to go in the second half. The teams are back on the field. They're going to add 3 minutes after the clock runs out. So we're going to send it back to the studios, get a word from our sponsor, and we'll be back with the second half kickoff right after this.
The family of Armstrong & Son Construction and Armstrong Self-Storage are proud to sponsor Motherlode League football. Remember, when you need excavating, grading, septic system repairs, and other site work, call Armstrong & Son Construction. Or if you need a storage unit, stop by Armstrong Self-Storage for safe and secure storage, conveniently located near the intersection of Highway 49 and Ridge Road. Armstrong & Son Construction, state license number 828209.
Hey, let's play some football. Mark Borchin here with Glass Doctor. We are so excited that you're doing what you love. When you need auto glass, windshields, and calibration, call Glass Doctor. Ask about our windshield protection plan. And for shower enclosures, foggy, broken windows in your home or business, please remember Glass Doctor, your neighborly company. Visit our showroom at Highway 49 and Jackson Gate Road.
You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, we're back here in Sutter Creek as halftime is getting ready to start. John just has a couple more scoring updates. We'll let him read those to you. One that you might find a little surprising.
Yeah, I know this is the game of the week here, right?
Yes.
I mean, Amador Galt, but the real game of the week probably is Houston Sonora.
Yeah. 2
top teams in the league, 2 teams that have a chance at the state championship. And that is in the third quarter, Houston 31, Sonora 24.
Wow. Now Houston's got a tough team. They're
both undefeated.
Yes. And they always put a tough squad. That's a tough league, that TVL. Escalon down a little bit this year. They won a state championship last year, I believe, and they lost a lot of players, but so they're a little bit down this year. But Houston and Sonora trailing right now.
And then
big contest.
And then in the third quarter, Bradshaw Christian is now up 28-0 on Union Mine. Just too good, huh?
Yeah, they returned 10 starters on offense and 9 on defense, John.
Well, what I was told from one of the Union Mine basketball coaches, they got 5 Sheldon transfers at Bradshaw Christian.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Getting ready for kickoff. Amador ready to kick off for Galt. Galt won the toss. They deferred to the second half. Amador ahead 28-7, and here we go. Little pooch kick out of bounds. There's the flag. So Galt will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. That's how this second half gets started.
I don't remember Amador doing that pooch kick at Liberty Ranch. Is that something new, or did it?
I'm not sure why they would do that. You never know. A game like this, sometimes you start working on things. You don't feel threatened that you're going to lose the game. So, hey, let's practice this because, they may need it down the stretch. So maybe that was one of those things. But the little pooch kick, it went out of bounds, gives Galt the football 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Looks like they got all their starters in, still in that 5-2.
Straight ahead handoff, hit immediately the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That interior line of the Buffaloes doing a stand-up job against the leading running back for Galt, Nick Pena. They're going to give him a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Warriors. Beautiful. It finally feels a little bit like football weather, huh, John?
Yeah, it's been hot. This is nice. Got the windows open, cool air coming in. Cool October night.
2nd down for Galt. Handoff straight ahead again to Pena. Nothing going on. Drugged down from that left side. That was number 57 on the tackle for the Buffaloes.
I think it might have been 51, Zeke Peterson. That one looks a little bit like a 7.
Yeah, well, we don't have a 57, so I'm going to go with 51.
But there was a couple guys in there. That was kind of how the first half started, where you take 3 or 4 guys and pick who you want to tackle because they're all in there. I think 67 was in there, Baldernegro as well.
All right, so third down and 9 for the Warriors. First possession here of the second half. Drop back to throw. Little swing pass out to the left, dropped. That'll set up a fourth down and long. Galt goes 3 and out on the opening possession of the third quarter. They're going to be forced to punt, give the ball right back to the Buffaloes.
Yeah, the guy dropped the pass. I don't think it would have mattered much. Nunez was coming on him hot. So.
Yeah, and he hasn't missed any tackles tonight. Boy, he's played one heck of a game on both sides of the football so far this evening for the Buffs. So Galt goes back into punt formation.
See if Hobson can get another one here, huh?
Yeah, that was a shame, that holding call. I'm not going to say anything more about that. High, short kick. Going to let the ball fall. It hits at about the 48-yard line, takes a Galt bounce, and rolls down to the 42, and it'll be downed. And that's where Amador will start their first possession of the second half, 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. So I wonder if Amador goes down and puts a quick score on the board, whether Blankenheim's night might be over.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if he was going to come out the second half. I saw McPartland warming up there, but I think they were just warming up together.
Blankenheim in the shotgun, 2 receivers out to the right. Blankenheim wants to throw. In and out of the hands of Judd. Just a little out route. Little pitch and catch throw, but Judd couldn't pull it in. It'll be second down and 10.
I'm telling you, this is the only high school team that I consistently see with that timing route. You cannot guard that pass unless.
Well, that was my
right
complaint earlier in the year when we did these Amador games. Everything was deep. I said, God, you need to change your route tree on some slants, on some down and outs, just easy pitch and catch throws. Blankenheim rolls to his right. There's an easy completion to McPartland. He breaks a tackle, gets across the 45-yard line, bowls his way forward to the 45, up to the 36. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Amador. Those are just, with a quarterback that's got the arm talent that Blankenheim has, those are automatic high percentage completion passes, and you can throw them all game long. The game we saw that they lost when we were down at Pierce, they started doing that in the second half, but they were so far down, the clock starts working against you. So 1st and 10 for Amador. Empty backfield. 3 receivers to the left. Motion comes from the right side. They're going to give it to him, trying to go get around on a jet sweep. Gets to the 35, cuts it outside, stays in bounds, gets knocked out. That was number 3, Taylor Courts. Nice gain on the play. It'll set up a second down for the Buffaloes.
Guess you got to mix in a run every now and then, huh?
Well, they throw the football more than any high school team that I've seen in a long time. And out of that, when your leading rusher is your quarterback, averaging almost 100 yards a game on the ground, that run in the pass game is all in the hands of Mr. Blankenheim. Back to pass. He's going deep over the middle. He's got a receiver wide open. He pulls it in for a touchdown. Number 4, 36-yard touchdown. That's going to be our Mellon phase of the BG Lounge call of the game. Or was that number 3, John?
I mean, I think that was McPartland. Or it was either McPartland or Willie Mays. I couldn't tell.
32-yard touchdown. McPartland, Blankenheim to McPartland, our Mellon phase BG Lounge call of the game. We're on to attempt the extra point with 9:38 left to go here in the third quarter. Kicks up, and it is good. Look at the scoreboard, 9:38 left to go in the third. Amador in control of this one, 35, Galt Warriors 7. We'll be back right after this.
That was a hell of a catch.
All your land surveying and civil engineering services, call Toma and Associates at 223-0156. Whether you're building a fence and need to know where the property line is to complete boundary surveys, Toma and Associates can help. Lot surveys, boundary line adjustments, parcel and subdivision maps, FEMA certificates, septic and grading plans, among the many services Toma and Associates provides. Call 223-0156, serving the Mother Lode since 1967.
You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
Well, we're back. The Buffaloes go right down the field. What a beautiful throw. Blankenheim threw that up in the air, and McPartland just ran right underneath it, just put it right in the basket. Great catch. Another pooch by Amador. So I've got to say that they're trying to work on something, John.
Yeah, definitely.
Galt falls on it at the 40-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
I know that there's the YouTube subscribers got to see that catch by McPartland, but for those radio, I mean, that was a Willie Mays. He was looking over his left shoulder, and the ball drifted over his right, and so he whipped his head from left to right, and, I mean, right when he got his head around, that ball hit his hands, and, that is a tough catch.
That is definitely a tough catch, coming right in over your head. The concentration that takes. McPartland did a great job pulling that in. 1st and 10 for Galt. Ball sits at the 40-yard line. Handed off straight ahead, stopped almost immediately. Gain of maybe 1 on the play. I believe that was number 56, Chris Middlestat.
Another Mountain Merchant scoring update. Liberty Ranch is pulling away. 35 Liberty Ranch, 17 El Dorado, 8 minutes left in the third quarter.
Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Galt. Under center, motion from your right side, trying to get around to a jet sweep. Got a little room on the corner. He gets closed up in a hurry, knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So a short gain on the play. It'll set up a 3rd down and 6 for Galt. Last thing they want to do is go second consecutive 3-and-out and give the ball back to Amador. Be interesting to see if we see Blankenheim back in or if McPartland's going to take over at quarterback at this point. We will see.
Galt should try some kind of hard count. I'm trying to think how they can get this first down. Their most successful play has been a penalty.
Yeah, well, that one drive that they went down, they had 2 15-yard penalties, and that was the biggest drive they've had all night. 3rd down. One of the few times we've seen Galt operate from the shotgun. Now there's a whistle on the field.
Flag from the back judge.
Delay a game. That'll back them up 5 and put them behind the chains there. Make that 3rd down and 13 now.
That's unfortunate because it was going to be tough for them to get the 3rd and 6. And I haven't seen a play they've ran tonight where they can get 3rd and 11.
Right. This Amador defense has really been swarming tonight. Looks like they're going to come. McPartland up. Now he backs out. Pressure comes from the left side. Scrambling to the right. There's goes out of bounds. Going to be well short as he gets across the 40-yard line back to the original line of scrimmage. But it'll be 4th down. There's a late flag. That white hat likes to officiate the score, doesn't he? I did not see anything egregious on that for a late hit out of bounds. I believe
it could have been something.
What the call is
not
going
what
to be.
The quarterback was. I think it could have been something behind with the blocker.
Holding against Galt. So 2 penalties against Galt. One was a dead ball foul. The holding call got declined. Now the officials are discussing on the field. Dead ball foul should be enforced. That will not change the down. It should remain 4th down for Galt. They're still discussing it in the middle of the field.
I mean, I think Galt's going for this, though. But I guess if it's a 10-yard penalty, they got the Jeopardy music playing here. Pretty good job by the PA announcer.
They're still talking about it. Now he's going to turn and give us – he's coming over.
There's multiple flags.
Now he's picking up the flag. He's coming over to talk to Coach Kantak.
Oh, they're going back.
Both penalties are going against.
They're moving them back.
This is a 40-yard penalty.
So they're going to take both penalties, march them all the way back. When was the holding call?
That's a 36-yard
And now
penalty.
a dead ball foul. That's going to put them all the way back to the 15-yard line and make it third down. They need to get to the 50 for a first down. So it's third down and 45.
This is where I like the pooch punt. If you're ever going to pooch punt, this is the time.
I haven't seen anything out of this offense that they have this play, John.
They never signaled what the penalty was. I'm guessing it was a. So you can have a hold and a personal foul.
If it's a dead ball foul, and I think the second penalty was after the play was over. Yeah. Initially, they said the holding call was declined, and then after they got together, then they enforced them both.
Yeah.
So third down and forever, back to pass, under pressure, throws it out left, got a receiver wide open at about the 28, and the ball was dropped. So that'll set up a fourth down, and Galt's going to have no choice other than to punt. So Amador should get the ball in great field position. One more score, I believe, will send this into a running clock.
McElfish and Hobbs are back. Hobson, I should say. Now, does the running clock only start in the fourth quarter, or can it be any time in the second half?
Well, it can be any time in the second half. My understanding is if both coaches agree to it.
Yeah, that's how it is in basketball.
Snap, kick is off. Pretty good punt. Goes out of bounds, hits it about the 42-yard line. Amador's going to have great field position on the Galt side of the field. Let's see where they're going to mark it. It looks like they're going to mark it right at the 40-yard line. So the Buffaloes are going to have it first and 10 from the Galt 40.
Nobody ran into the punt at that time.
Yeah. So Galt goes 3 and out. Amador gets the ball back at the Galt 40-yard line. Great field position, first and 10. And Blankenheim McPartland is in.
Have you had a chance to see McPartland?
I believe. Isn't that McPartland?
I don't think it is.
No, it's still Blankenheim. Straight ahead handoff to Nunes. He gets hard across the 30-yard line. That's a first down on Move the Chains. Nunes has had one heck of a game.
Yeah, every time he touches it, I mean, he's getting 10, 15 yards.
He's just really played aggressive on both sides of the ball all night long. They're going to place the ball up at the 28-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for Amador.
Yeah, the last game when we were at Liberty Ranch, we were talking about the big beef in the middle of the Liberty Ranch had. I think they were, 260, 250.
Yeah.
And Nunez was having trouble. Well, not Nunez, but they were having trouble opening up holes for him. But tonight, that line has opened up holes for Nunez to run down.
Motion comes from the left side. McElfish straight ahead handoff again to Nunes. He gets across the 20, cuts it outside to the 15, drug out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Another first down, and Amador is going to have it first and goal. Nunez just continues to work. Looks like they're going to place it right at the 10-yard line, so it'll be first down and goal from there for the Buffaloes.
And hopefully they keep giving it to Nunez here. I love seeing a kid that, gets him down there. Let the
rewarded.
Kid finish it.
Yeah, for sure. So first and goal for Amador. Empty backfield to start. 3 receivers out to the left, 2 out to the right. Quick little screen out to the right, into the end zone, and that
Looks
is
like
a touchdown.
there was a flag there. Looks like that side judge threw a holding flag. Fillmore's got his hands up in the air. I think, was that McElfish?
Yeah, it was McElfish, but that's coming back. It is a holding call against the Buffaloes.
Yeah, that little bubble, you know, you have the inside receiver run a bubble, the outside receiver just blocks that corner. It was too far away for me to see, but I did see the flag go up in the air.
Yeah, it's going to move him back 10 yards. It's a spot foul, so at the spot of the penalty, so that'll take them back to the 18-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal from there.
Mountain Merchants scoring update. Start of the 4th quarter, Rosemont still up on Argonaut 13-12, and Liberty Ranch goes up 42-24 over Union Mine in the 4th quarter.
Wow. Fake to Nunez, throws out to the left, complete inside the 10-yard line to McElfish. It'll set up a 2nd down and goal.
Past the original line of scrimmage, inside the 10 now will be 2nd down and goal.
Yeah. Ball's going to be placed just outside the 5-yard line.
I mean, their short pass game is just as good as their run game right now. It's almost automatic.
Second down and goal from the 6. Nunez, the lone back, now flopping over to the right side of Blankenheim. Blankenheim's got a throw, got a receiver open in the end zone, pulled it in, touchdown.
McElfish.
6-yard line, Blankenheim to McElfish for an Amador touchdown. 5 minutes left to go in the game. That'll move the score to 41-7, awaiting the extra point. So the 6-yard completion. Blankenheim to McElfish on to attempt the extra point. Snap, the hold, kick is up. And it is good. 5 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Amador 42, Galt 7. We'll be back right after this.
Big Valley Ford Lincoln is your regional commercial van and truck headquarters. The expert sales team will help you get behind the wheel of the car or truck that's right for you, and their service department will keep that vehicle running at peak performance. Visit the team at Big Valley Ford Lincoln for a variety of new and used cars and trucks, commercial vehicles, parts, service, and financing. Big Valley Ford Lincoln, your full-service dealership on the web at bigvalleyford.biz and in the Stockton Auto Mall off Hammer Lane. You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
Well, we're back. Amador ups his lead to 35-point advantage, 42-7, as they get ready to kick off here with 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Now, they cannot go to a running clock until, I believe, if both coaches agreed to it at this point, until the 4th quarter. Amador kicks it low line drive, fielded at the 20-yard line up to the 25. Across the 30, drugged down at about the 33-yard line. Galt will have it there, 1st and 10. Their 2 possessions so far this half have resulted in 2 3-and-outs, trailing by 35. I don't know if they've got anything left in the tank to come back from this deficit, John.
No, I don't think there's anything you can hang your hat on there, but
so Galt's going to fall to their 6th loss in a row. They won their first game of the year, and they have lost 5 consecutive coming into this game tonight. Amador coming in with a 2-game losing streak of their own, looking to get – this is like a get-right game. It's like I said earlier in the pregame show, short gain on the play.
Big number 55, Nick Tracy.
55 on the tackle for Amador, Nick Tracy. No gain on the play. It'll
Yeah,
be second down and 10.
For some reason, the clock was stopped there on a run play. White Hat got it going again.
And we're down to 4:45. Play started with 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Second and 10 for Galt. Motion comes from the right side. Gives the number 11, trying to get around on a jet sweep. Gets away from one, then he's knocked out of bounds. No gain on the play. Maybe a short gain of 1, but I think it's going to be no gain, third down.
Yeah, they're not going to have a whole lot of success trying to get outside of Amador's linebackers and skilled players.
Well, that's where the speed is on this Amador defense, is in the second back half of their defense. And they've done a good job in just stringing everything out that when Galt has tried to get outside, the interior of the line has did a good job in the inside run, keeping Pena in check. And Galt has just found it tough sledding all night long. 3:45 left to go here in the third.
And it looks like they're talking about going and running clock here because that run went out of bounds and the clock kept running. White Hat just came over and talked to Cantac.
Yeah, they might have moved to that. So a running clock, folks, means that the only time the clock will score or will stop is on an injury. They're going deep. Intercepted.
Fillmore
picks it off. Now the ball comes loose, but I think he had it. They're going to call the interception at the 35-yard line. And Amador is going to have it first and 10. The clock did stop, so we are not in a running clock yet. Or at least the scoreboard, the clock attendant hasn't been notified. Now it starts, so we may have got there. But an interception by Fillmore.
Well, we got a Mountain Merchant scoring update with 2:30 to go in the game. Argonaut just took a 20-13 lead over Rosemont.
So they must have made a 2-point conversion. Huh? Wasn't it 13-12?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they must have scored and made a 2-point conversion. Straight ahead, handoff. McPartland is it. He busts up the middle. He breaks a tackle. There's nobody going to catch him. He's going to take it all the way. 65 yards. McPartland up the middle. Touchdown, Amador.
I was looking down on my phone with that the scoring update. So my guess is McPartland faked the handoff. They hadn't been used to running quarterback all night, and he took off.
Quarterback draw. He took a step back and then just went right through, went right untouched, right up the middle, 65 yards for the Buffalo touchdown.
Kind of probably lulled Galt to sleep because they hadn't had a running quarterback all night, right?
But one play, a 65-yard touchdown. That's not bad on the stat sheet. Wow, just like that, Amador strikes again, 48-7 with 2:23 left to go in the third.
McPartland is pretty versatile.
Oh, now
player.
they're calling a personal
I think
foul.
I think it's celebration.
Offset against Amador. Heck, I'd have celebrated that too.
Well, what does it mean when they go over and start writing down things? Are they writing down numbers? The two umpires are over there talking to Cantac. And
yeah, I think
got
because
the
if you
pencil
get
and pad
two,
out.
it's a dejection. And obviously you don't want that because now you got to miss your next game, right? And with next week's Union Mine game, very, very important, the coaches need to talk to the player that just got that penalty called and says, okay, that's it. We need you next week. So Amador on to attempt the extra point, 48-7 on a 65-yard quarterback draw. McPartland takes it to the house. I don't even think that's a regular kicker.
Yeah,
now, is it?
That's number 70. We were talking, it was Riley Sanders earlier, number 10.
Now it's Parker McGee.
McGee's kick is up. And it falls just shy.
And it's so good. He hit his hands on his legs. He said, darn, my chance. And I blew it. All right, look at the scoreboard. Amador 48, Galt 7, 2:23 left to go in the third. We're going to be back right after this.
Jackson Tire, located on Highway 49 in Jackson and Highway 88 in Pine Grove, is the place to go for your vehicle. Whether you need new tires or any auto service, Jackson Tire is a dealer you need to know. Visit them at jacksontire.net. That's Jackson Tire. You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, we're back. Amador leading by 41 with 2:23. The clock is stopped, so it looks like we will not go into a running clock until we hit the fourth quarter. 40-point lead in the fourth is automatic for the running clock. That celebration penalty is going to be enforced on the kickoff, so that will move the ball all the way back to the 10-yard line, where Amador will kick it off from there. Here's the kick. A low line drive, bounces just across 50-yard line. Oh, and gets past the receiver all the way back to the 33-yard line. He falls on it where Galt keeps the possession, but Amador kicking from their 10-yard line gets a break, and the ball skips past the intended kick returner for Galt, and they fall on it. Lucky to even keep possession. It's going to take the ball all the way back to the 33-yard line. The clock is running now. 1st and 10 for Galt from their own 33.
Just when Galt thinking they're going to get good field position, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot. Don't get in front of that ball. And now it's a long way to go.
Long way to go.
Looks like Amador's got a lot of their number 2s in.
Galt handoff trying to get to the left side. It looks like Galt maybe is subbed down a little bit too, because I haven't seen that running back. I think that was Carson Cagle, number 23 for Galt.
Henry Boetzer came in at weak side linebacker to make that tackle.
Gain of a couple on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Clock continues to run. 1:10 left to go in the third.
I really like Amador's helmets. A good-looking helmet right there.
Just the solid.
It's like a matte, just plain and looks good.
Kind of like the old Penn State plain helmet, right? Oh, they put his shoulder down and bust forward. That's a first down. Those have been far and few between for Galt tonight.
Number 6, Jason Cantwell was riding on his back there.
Brings the ball up to the 48-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Galt. This will be the last play of the third quarter. 33 seconds left and counting. Ball sits on the Galt 48-yard line.
Do they have to run a play?
I believe they do.
Sometimes they're not in a big hurry getting out of that huddle.
1st and 10, straight ahead handoff. Falls forward up to about the 50-yard line. So gain of a couple on the play, and that'll do it. The end of the third quarter. Look at the scoreboard. Amador Buffaloes 48. The Galt Warriors 7. We'll be back fourth quarter right after this.
The family of Armstrong and Son Construction and Armstrong Self-Storage are proud to sponsor Motherlode League football. Remember, when you need excavating, grading, septic system repairs, and other site work, call Armstrong and Son Construction. Or if you need a storage unit, stop by Armstrong Self-Storage for safe and secure storage. Conveniently located near the intersection of Highway 49 and Ridge Road. Armstrong and Son Construction, state license number 828209. You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, we're back at the start of the fourth quarter here. We will definitely be in a running clock, so this 12 minutes will go quickly, folks. Ball sits at the 49-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Galt. That's the Amador 49. Second down and 7 for Galt. Press coverage on the outside. Straight ahead handoff, runs into a pile of Buffaloes there, gets up to about the 48, maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
They never even started the clock.
Nope, they didn't. Now they're I can't believe they didn't take some time off of that. They never started the clock. Now it should continue to run here. And the White Hat needs to control that with the press box.
Yeah, it's been 2 or 3 times tonight where the clock just hasn't started.
That was, I don't know if you remember back in the day, Colin Campbell worked the clock for football and basketball games for Amador for a number of years. And he always had a slow finger on the clock in the basketball games when Amador needed a little extra time. Colin was a great guy. I don't know if John and Jeff are up at their cabin. They've been up there, and they have Starlink, and they usually tune in and watch our games. Guys, if you're watching tonight, happy hunting. I know you'll be out hitting it hard tomorrow morning. John, I've been seeing your posts. I know Jeff had an early morning as he got called for some equipment for that fire downtown. So good luck, fellas. Third down, got the first down as he crosses the 40-yard line, so it'll be a fresh set of downs, and the clock continues to run. So we are in a running clock now. The ball's at the 40-yard, inside the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Galt.
We'll give a Mountain Merchants scoring update here. We've got, in the fourth quarter, Big Valley 42, Riverbank 3.
Oof.
Yeah, it's a surprising one.
That is a surprising one. I thought that game, neither one of those teams have had a whole lot of success so far this year, and so that score is a little bit surprising to me.
Then Bradshaw Christian, 35, Union Mine 0.
Yeah, they're just stretching it out. The first hard caught. John, you were talking about that all night. Amador jumped, going to give Galt a free 5 yards there.
And then in that Argonaut game, we had Argonaut go up 20-13 with 2:30 to go a while back. We got some details. The
2:30 in the game or the third quarter?
2:30 to go is what I got.
Yeah.
The freshman quarterback Jordan Casberry hit Errol Gardner on a 20-yard fade route, and then Seth Mitchell ran in the sweep for the 2-point conversion, and that game has just gone final.
Oh, look at this big run. Coming across the left side, gets across the 20-yard line, still on his feet, gets knocked out. There's a late flag.
Looked like a face mask.
So I think that's going to go against Amador, so that's going to make it 1st and goal for Galt.
Number 7, Henry Boetzer came in and forced him out of bounds, made the tackle that probably maybe saved a touchdown, but he might have grabbed the face mask there. Well, that's a good win for Argonaut over Rosemont. They needed that with all the injuries they've had and the shuffling.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And I'll tell you what, I had the first opportunity last week to actually see Casper in person. He had a couple tough games coming in with a lot of interceptions. But that young man's got a little arm talent himself. There's something for him to build on there.
Yeah, it's always impressive seeing a young freshman, sophomore have success at the varsity level.
I was concerned about his confidence after against Union Mine. He had 4 interceptions and 1 pick six. I said, man, that's going to be tough for a young man. But I understand that Mr. Casper does not lack confidence.
No, that was Boetzer coming in for the tackle and the loss there. But that game, there was 2 games where he had that problem. You had no Seth Mitchell at running back, no Ace Tisserand.
Yep.
They got their middle linebacker playing both ways, kind of how Nunez was tonight, and playing middle linebacker and running back. And it just with no running game, you ask a freshman quarterback to throw the ball 30 times his first time out, and problems sometimes ensue, I would think.
Yeah, for sure. Second down. Galt looking to look on the scoreboard, throws it across the middle, complete. Just gets across the 10-yard line, knocked out of bounds. Clock continues to run.
Warriors back inside the 10 now.
That'll set up a third down. It looks like they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. So it's not a 3rd and goal, but it looks like it's 3rd and 6 for Galt.
Well, if they don't get it, they better not bring that field goal kicker back out.
Yeah. 7 minutes left to go in the contest. Galt has it 3rd down and 6. A reverse, trying to get around the left side, pulled down short of the 5-yard line. Nice job there reading that. Those numbers are hard to read. I think it was number 82, maybe Arthur Andronia. It'll be 4th down and 4. They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown.
Another Mountain Merchant scoring update. Liberty Ranch 49, El Dorado 31. 11 minutes to go in the 4th. There must be a lot of passing in that game or something.
Well, Liberty Ranch actually threw the ball more last week against Argonaut by like threefold than they only attempted 4 passes against Amador. One of them was for a touchdown.
I know El Dorado airs it out.
Oh, look at the blitz coming from the right side. Gets rid of it before he wanted to, and it caught. It's complete. It's a touchdown for Galt. I didn't catch a number on that.
There's a flag down there.
On the far end in the right corner, a long way from us. A little bit dark in that corner, and I did not see that. We'll see what the flag is.
They called it roughing the passer on Amador, so it's good. It looks.
Boy, coming on a blitz from the backside.
Caught that in the corner of the end zone. You know, it was a good throw and catch by them. I think that was number 12.
Myrick?
I'm not, but
it was on the far side of the field in the furthest point from that we can see from our position, and so I just couldn't not see the number. But the call is stands. They're going to try the extra point. Snap down, the kick's up. And it is good. Look at the scoreboard, 4:58 as it continues to run. Amador 48, Galt 13. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, let's play some football. Mark Borchin here with Glass Doctor. We are so excited that you're doing what you love. When you need auto glass, windshields, and calibration, call Glass Doctor. Ask about our windshield protection plan. And for shower enclosures, foggy, broken windows in your home or business, please remember Glass Doctor, your neighborly company. Visit our showroom at Highway 49 and Jackson Gate Road.
You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, we're back. Galt, the penalty for roughing the passer will be marched off on the kickoff. So Galt will be kicking from the Amador 45-yard line. The clock continues to run. 4 minutes left to go in the contest. Got a new scoring update, John?
No, I think that's about it. As far as we got the Liberty Ranch 49-31 was the last one, and this game's going to be over quick.
Yeah.
So is that Amador game next week? Is it here or at Union Mine?
It is here. It is our game of the week. We will be here. So I'm assuming you're going to be back with us.
Yeah, I possibly could. I know this is a very sought-after gig, so I got to see if it's over.
So Galt kicks to the 45-yard line of Amador. He just kicks it out of the end zone. As they said, the clock continues to run. Amador will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. We're under 3 minutes now left to go in the ball game. Mustangs putting a hurt on the Warriors tonight, or the Buffaloes putting a hurt on the Warriors tonight, 48-14. Have it 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. So Amador will improve to 4-3 on the year, 2-2 in league. Galt will fall to 1-6, 0-4 in league, with the big matchup, Amador and Union Mine next week. McPartland in the shotgun. Motion comes from the left side. Straight ahead handoff. Big hole on the outside. Number 24 breaks a tackle, gets across the 40, the 50. Caught from behind. He's still on his feet all the way down to the 31-yard line. What a great run by number 24. That is Tommy Gunn.
Good job, Tommy. Yeah, he was running hard. You could tell he did not want to kneel on that ball. He wasn't
going out of bounds either.
Let me run that, coach. I do like that you don't come in and kneel the ball here. You get a lot of these guys that don't get a chance to touch the ball. This is their time.
Absolutely. Homecoming, right? Tommy Gunn comes into this game. He is a junior.
Looks like Liberty Ranch, the Mountain Merchants scoring update, 49, but El Dorado punched one in to make it 49-37.
Motion comes from the right side. McPartland again is going to give it to Gunn. He breaks another tackle, breaks it outside, gets pulled down at about the 25-yard line, then he's piled up on.
Is that a penalty? Are they going to get?
No, I don't think so.
I think the guy was holding his feet down low, and then someone came up top and popped him.
Right. Gain of 5 on the play, so it'll be second down and 5. Clock continues to run. We're down to 1:10 left.
I think they're going to call legal hands to the face.
Yep, personal foul again. They did call a personal foul against Galt. The clock will continue to run. We're inside 1 minute left.
That's the problem when you get these penalties. You know.
And see, the ball isn't even set yet.
It's like in basketball when there's a running clock and the guy's at the free throw line.
Yeah. So this is going to be the last play of the game. We're inside 45 seconds now. So Amador is going to have one more shot. And I believe they're going to fire the gun again and give it to number 24.
Oh, no. They're not going to give it to him. That's classy.
Up, kneel down. So Amador, victory formation, kneels it down as the last 20 seconds run out. That'll be a final. Put it in the books. Amador Buffaloes 48, Galt Warriors 14. We will be back with our Mark Twain Medical Center post-game wrap right after this.
For all your land surveying and civil engineering services, call Toma & Associates at 223-0156. Whether you're building a fence and need to know where the property line is to complete boundary surveys, Toma & Associates can help. Lot surveys, boundary line adjustments, parcel and subdivision maps, FEMA certificates, septic and grading plans, among the many services Toma & Associates provides. Call 223-0156, serving the Mother Lode since 1967.
Remember when going for a walk around the block was easy and pain-free? Future you is ready to feel like that again. Mark Twain Medical Center's orthopedic experts are with you throughout the process, from first consultation to your last physical therapy session, so you can get back to living without joint pain, and future you can wander far and wide. Visit marktwainmedicalcenter.org/orthopedics. Mark Twain Medical Center. Hello, human kindness. You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, we're back, and the Amador Buffaloes make it a great homecoming with a get-right game, 48-14 over the Galt Warriors. You're listening to our Mark Twain Medical Center post-game wrap. Amador received the opening kickoff and went on a 78-yard drive, culminated by a 22-yard touchdown pass Blankenheim to Nunez, and at 8:27 left to go in the first, led 7-0. Galt would get their first possession, and they would punt, and Amador would go back to work. A 4-yard touchdown run by Sanders to make it 14-0 at the 5:14 mark. Galt would go 3 and out again. Then Amador would go 3 and out. Galt would get the ball back, but they would fumble it right back to the Buffaloes. The first quarter ended, and Amador led 14-0. Amador had the ball on the 31-yard line to start the second quarter. Blankenheim, a 22-yard touchdown pass to Quartz at 11:07 left, led 21-0. Then Galt would come back, had a little momentum on a couple penalties. They attempted a 42-yard field goal that was blocked, but Amador was unable to do anything with it as they turned it over on downs. Then Amador got the ball back, and they were driving down, and there was a big scrum on the field, and somehow Galt came out with the football, and it was returned 54 yards by Miranda for the Warriors' first score. And at the 6:10 mark in the second quarter, the lead was 21-7. Hobson had a TD return called back on a holding call at inside the 10-yard line, which I think was an extremely questionable call. But regardless, the touchdown was negated. But Nunez was able to finish it off on a 10-yard touchdown run and a 3:02 left in the half, lead 28-7. That's how the first half ended. Galt received the opening kickoff to start the second half and was unable to do anything with it. Amador in their first possession of the second half. And, well, let's hear what happens next. Back to pass. He's going deep over the middle. He's got a receiver wide open. He pulls it in for a touchdown. 36-yard touchdown. 36-yard touchdown, Blankenheim to McPartland. That was our Mellon Faze, and the BG Lounge called the game. And at the 9:38 mark, Amador would lead 35-7. Amador would go right back to work after Galt went 3 and out again. Blankenheim to McElfish from 6 yards out to increase the lead to 42-7. Then Fillmore would take a Galt interception, and Amador was back in business. They started at the 35-yard line, and McPartland raced right down the middle, and McPartland came in at quarterback at that point, and McPartland would take a quarterback draw and race 65 yards for a touchdown with 2:23 left to go in the third to make it 48-7. That's how your third quarter ended. The fourth quarter started, and we went into a running clock. Galt would get on the scoreboard on a short touchdown pass with 4:48 left. That was a contest. Amador, a get-right game, 48, Galt 14. Our Jamba Juice player of the game, outstanding game in my opinion, played on both sides of the ball, played really hard all night. It's going to go to Michael Nunez. Congratulations to Michael. Congratulations to Buffalo as they get right and they get ready for a big game next week. We'll be right here against Union Mine, and hopefully Blankenheim is going to be back with his full powers, able to run the ball again, because it's going to be a big game for Amador and seeing how this league is going to finish out, John.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest part of this game for me is that Blankenheim was healthy, played smart, and he's going to be there next week. He's going to be ready to roll. And that's the game that they're really concerned with, hopefully. Yeah, and I think he did play extremely smart. He didn't run the ball at all, didn't take any unnecessary hits. He got sacked the one time. He was rolling to his right, and he just fell right on his stomach, so no pressure on that shoulder. My understanding was it was a dislocation of his non-throwing shoulder, and it was a little worse than they initially anticipated. But he was able to play tonight, played a good game, threw the ball really well, connected with some of his favorite targets. But that's going to do it, and they improve their record to 4-3 on the year, even their league record at 2-2. And we're going to be back next week. One more scoring update that, John, you just saw on that big game between Sonora and Houston. Yeah, 6-0 Sonora, 6-0 Houston. And 5 minutes ago in the fourth quarter, I was just tracking it on Max Preps. It was 45-45. Well, Houston just punched one in to make it 52-45. With how much time left? It's under 5 minutes. It's not telling me right now. So Sonora's got one more shot at it, trailing by 7, a game between two unbeaten teams in the TVL. Boy, 97 points in that game. Looks like there's a minute to go. All right. Minute 48. All right. Well, we're not going to be here for the end of that one. This is all for us. Frank Halverson, John Gilliam, Michael Brashears, and, of course,
our lovely Naomi Daniels with us here. Jim back in the studios controlling the board. We appreciate you listening. We can appreciate you watching wherever you are. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Remember when going for a walk around the block was easy and pain-free? Future you is ready to feel like that again. Mark Twain Medical Center